For a very long time, my house was messy because I convinced myself I did not have the time to stay on top of it. Anyone else relate to that? I hated that I was messy, but I didn't know any other way around it, right? And never felt like I had time to keep up with it. But I finally learned it was never really time that was keeping me from staying tidy. It was routine and habit. I have learned that some people are born naturally clean. For the rest of us, it is a skill to be learned. And don't even try to pull the "but I'm just not a clean person, Kallie" line on me, because been there, done that, friend. Trust me, even someone who isn't clean can learn to keep their home tidy. And I know it because I've done it. And I'm guessing you're watching this video because you don't necessarily fall into the naturally clean category. You are looking to find some ways to be tidier, but you can't really seem to find anything that sticks. And that's probably because you've been looking at the goal and not the systems needed to get you there. You want to be a cleaner person, but you aren't drilling down far enough to the little steps that you need to be doing every single day, day after day, month after month, year after year to make it a reality, not just for the week, but for life. Luckily for you, I got a solution. I mean, please don't take this video as some type of like magic cure, but I've done a lot of work honing, and what I'm sharing in this video I think is pretty good. I failed a lot, I reinvented, I retried, and I've boiled it down to something that's pretty dang good. So I want you to watch this video and I want you to try it as a challenge for 30 days and then take away the best parts that work for you. I should also mention that this whole challenge is available as an ebook, and I'll link that down below. It has a bunch more information with some additional tips as well as printables to help you stay on task if you would like it. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get back at it with that solution. Essentially boiled it down to 5 simple mantras. And if you adopt them for 30 days, I promise that you are going to notice that your home is not just tidier, but you've started to naturally be a more tidy person yourself, automatically, habitually, without even realizing it. Before I jump right into the mantras, I do want to note that we want to accept the cleanliness of your home is sort of a sliding scale, if you will. I think the biggest hurdle we have with overcoming cleanliness is thinking that it has to be all or nothing, right? Our homes either need to be picture perfect magazine all the time, or we're just slobs, right? We're just messy. The first step to achieving a cleaner home is first accepting that it isn't going to be Instagram worthy clean all the time. I mean, how could it? You live here, right? For God's sake, people are living here. So no, this video is not going to teach you how to keep your home spotless. I'm sorry if that's what you came for. What it is going to teach you is how to develop habits and routines that are naturally going to keep your home more tidy. Okay, cool. Let's jump into the mantras. Mantra number 1, we are what we repeatedly do. Mantra number 2, never go to bed with a dirty sink. Mantra number 3, simplify your stuff. Mantra number 4, attend to your flat surfaces. Mantra number 5, make time to be home. All right, let me break these mantras down for you. Okay, the first mantra is really the rule that sets all the others into motion. Without understanding the first mantra, you're going to fail at all of the other ones that follow it. If I've learned anything about life, about success or achieving any desired results, it comes down to one very simple idea that you are not an outcome of big, impressive actions, but instead little, small, daily routines repeated day after day. Aristotle said it best, in my opinion, when he said we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. When I think about something I want to achieve, such as a tidier home, I think about all the little routines and habits that I can do every single day that will help me get that. So to be a cleaner person, I need little daily routines that I do every single day that keep things tidy. So how does this look in practice? I actually have a very super simple schedule that you can use for this 30-day challenge. I'm gonna outline it a little later at the end of this video, so stay tuned. But for now, I wanna just continue to introduce you to all 5 mantras. So mantra number 2, never go to bed with a dirty kitchen sink. If you're not new here, you've heard me talk about this before because it's honestly the routine that changed my life. It's what set everything into motion for me. It has allowed me to continue to fine-tune my life, my habits, and my routines in a way that has kept my home more tidy. Kallie 5 years ago was much less tidy person than I am now, and the one messy thing that bothered me more than anything else was my dirty kitchen. Coming down in the morning to have my coffee and being greeted with a gross dirty sink and dishes was literally the worst start to the day. So I made a little agreement to myself. Every night I would clean my kitchen sink. No matter how tired, no matter how lazy, I would not go to bed with a dirty kitchen sink. And it took a few months to fully, wholeheartedly adopt this, but I really pushed myself. Every night I would force myself to take whatever steps necessary to empty that sink and wipe it clean. And not only did it feel good to come down in the morning and not have to look at last night's dinner in the sink, but it also was this little feeling of accomplishment. I was really proud of last night Kallie for stepping up and making it happen. And I know it sounds like a small thing, but if you're somebody who's struggling to get your house tidy, you totally get it. So how does this task change everything? How did it change my life? Well, it's a ripple effect. The thing I realized with my clean sink is that it encouraged me to clean other aspects of my life. When I was cleaning the kitchen sink, now maybe I was more likely to wipe down the counters. I would maybe take out the trash. I was more likely to tidy the living room. I was more likely to wipe down the mirror when I was brushing my teeth. I started with this really small, attainable goal, and you'll find that slowly over time it's gonna ripple into more. So I challenge you to step up and try it for 30 days. Don't go into it thinking immediately you're gonna get that cleaning ripple effect. That'll happen on its own over time. Let it ripple naturally. This will allow it to ripple on its own in a way that fits your own home routine in life. So 30 days, just focus 100% on that kitchen sink. Every night, empty that kitchen sink, wipe it down so it's beautiful and clean. And every morning when you come downstairs, you'll see that nice clean sink and get a little pat on the back. Mantra number 3 is to simplify your stuff. The vast majority of us have clutter of some kind, some more than others, but truth be told, we're a nation that's waging a war on clutter. And as someone who shares videos on decluttering and organizing, I've read a lot of articles on the topic, and I gotta be honest, most of them are very doomsday in style. It's all about the clutter that's overwhelming us, it's costing us money, it's affecting our health, it's ruining our lives. And this is not untrue. Your clutter is probably doing most of these things, but I'm not going to be tackling this as a doomsday style piece today because I find most of these articles aren't actually helpful or empowering. They start by spewing tons of facts at you about why your clutter is killing you and ruining your life, and then they just have some like quick bullet points at the end about how to declutter. Like, wow, thanks, I'm so organized now. My point is to do the exact opposite of those doomsday articles and instead connect with you. While there is usually at least one area of my house at any given moment that needs to be decluttered, right now I'm looking at it's actually the table right in front of me, I've gotten much better at controlling my clutter in the last 5 years. And here's the big secret. Your house didn't get cluttered in a day, and it is not going to get decluttered in a day either. And that is why decluttering isn't a one-time problem with a one-time solution. If you really want to get control of your clutter, the key is adopting, you guessed it, some simple habits and routines into your life. The solution to simplifying your stuff is decluttering a little bit every day. It seems too easy to be true, but it is. For mantra number 3, what I want you to do is set a 10-minute alarm one time a day and declutter something. That's it. Every day for 30 days, set an alarm, 10 minutes, declutter what you can in those 10 minutes. When the alarm goes off, you're done. Mantra number 4, attend to your flat surfaces. What are flat surfaces? Well, they're just that, any flat area in your home, tables, coffee tables, nightstands, countertops, and flat surfaces love clutter. They are prime for collecting stuff because, well, they're just like really easy for putting things on. It is so easy for the surfaces to get out of control. I can have a totally cleaned off counter in the morning and by the afternoon it is completely cluttered. This is why you have to attend to your flat surfaces daily. So just like the declutter mantra, once a day, that's right, you're gonna set an alarm for 10 minutes and tackle the flat surfaces. Anything you know you can do in 10 minutes. And if you don't know where to start with the ones that are going to make the most impact. Maybe the dining room table because you can't even eat dinner on it. Or maybe it's the kitchen countertops because there's not room to put a cutting board to make dinner. Just clear those flat surfaces as much as you can in 10 minutes, and when the alarm goes off, you're done. Do this for 30 days. Mantra number 5, and the final mantra, is to make time to be home. Now, I could really ramble about this one for a while because I think our generation is on the go a little too much sometimes. It is a combination of access to way too many things and access to seeing everyone else's life through social media, always doing and thinking we're not really living life if we're not doing too. I've really become more of a homebody over the last 5 years and been leaning more into living a simple life, living a life that's more financially free, less demanding, more manageable, and uncomplicated. While I think it's good to experience life and all that it has to offer, I also think that we become over-entertained. I had this aha moment one day when I was pumping my gas and I had left my phone in the car. And I was like, oh, I should get my phone so I have something to look at because pumping gas is boring. And then it hit me like, bam, why did I need my phone? I literally couldn't stand there enjoying the sunshine and the fresh air for 2 minutes while I pumped my gas. Like there were cars driving by, people to watch. This wasn't entertaining enough for me. And it hit me that I'm over-entertained. I want to be entertained all the time, even in the 2 minutes that I am pumping gas. And I really started to be more conscious of that, of not reaching for my phone out of boredom, for allowing myself to sit quietly with my thoughts, to drive in a car and not have to listen to a podcast, but just enjoy the scenery, to not have to constantly fill my time with entertainment. I think this day and age of constant entertainment puts us on the verge of losing the joy of little things because we don't even allow ourselves the chance to experience them. Okay, I warned you that I might ramble on that topic a little bit, and I did, but I kind of hope I made my point. So for the next 30 days, I want you to challenge yourself to spend a little more time at home. And what does this have to do with a cleaner house? Because you need time to be at home to care for it. Years ago, when I was always on the go, right? Friday night I went out, Saturday morning I was up running errands, maybe I went shopping and then I would get dinner with friends. Sunday morning I would do some work and then I would try to squeeze in groceries, and by the time Monday rolled around, I was barely home all weekend, and I convinced myself my home was a mess because I didn't have time to keep up with it. I had time, I was just choosing to fill it with other things. And I know you might be like, oh, okay, so stay home and clean instead of enjoying my life. Cool, that sucks. And no, that's not the point. The point is just if you're more intentional about being home, you'll, yes, not only free up a little time to actually tackle the things you want to tackle in your house, but you'll also naturally want to tend to your home because you're spending more time there. Think about when COVID first hit, right? Basically the entire nation locked down. People painted their rooms and rearranged furniture and finished projects they'd been putting off. It was forced time at home, and so naturally we tended to our home. So no, I don't want you to lock down. Please don't even say those words. But I do want you for 30 days to be more intentional about spending time at home. So let's review, right? Mantra 1, we are what we repeatedly do. Learning to be a cleaner person is going to require adopting little habits and routines you follow every day. Mantra 2, never go to bed with a dirty sink. This is the first routine I want you to adopt. Let it naturally ripple into the other aspects of your home. Mantra number 3, simplify your stuff. For the next 30 days, set a timer, 10 minutes each day, declutter one thing. If you don't finish, that's okay. Do what you can do in 10 minutes. Mantra number 4, attend to your flat surfaces. For the next 30 days, set a timer, 10 minutes each day, attend to your flat surfaces. Focus on the ones that you know will make the most impact. And mantra number 5, make time to be home consciously in your schedule. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is I'm going to sit down and give you the basic outline of how I set these rules into motion. But this is essentially the little routines that I use for mantra number 1, the tasks that I do every day, and then the weekly tasks. These routines together equal less than an hour of time every single day. So let's look at those. Okay, so we're sitting at my computer because I'm going to sort of show you the outline that I have here. But basically what I've taken is I took the mantras and I basically put them into little daily routines that you can follow, because the mantras are important to understand, but you might have heard all the mantras and you're like, okay, but like how do I like execute this? Okay, so you're going to have daily routines, and I've broken them into 4 different categories. You're going to have your morning routine, your evening routine, and then you have declutter and flat surfaces, which obviously we know about those from the mantras. So let me show you how this looks in practice. Okay, so first up is your morning routine. This takes 15 or 20 minutes. The first thing is empty your dishwasher. Start the day with an empty dishwasher. It'll make it easier to load as you go through your day. 2, you're gonna tend to the laundry. I'm not gonna be as specific as saying put in a clean load or switch to the dryer. Just tend to what needs to be tended to. If you need to switch loads, switch it. If a basket needs to get put away, do it. Basically, just see what in the laundry department you can power through in 5 to 10 minutes. And lastly, wipe as you get ready. So as you brush your teeth or get ready for the day, put on your makeup, wipe down surfaces in the bathroom as you go. Wipe the toilet seat while you wait for your curling iron to heat up. Polish the mirror as you brush your teeth, whatever. It's not a deep clean. It should take 2 or 3 minutes while you're already in the bathroom getting ready. Next is the evening routine. This is also about 20 minutes, and you are also going to be doing 3 things. 1, the kitchen sink rule, right? You know all about the kitchen sink rule. You are not going to go to bed with that sink dirty. 2, tend to laundry. Again, whatever needs to get done at this time, spend 5 or 10 minutes tending to the laundry. And 3, do a 5 or 10 minute power clean. So basically just whatever time you have left over, you are going to set an alarm for that time. You guys have probably heard me talk about my 15-minute rule when it comes to cleaning before. This is where you just set a 15-minute alarm and you clean as much as you can in 15 minutes. If you got 15 minutes, great, do 15 minutes. But if it's 5 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, set the alarm and just power through whatever you can do in that time. Then the other two routines we've already really talked about during the mantras. You have your declutter routine. Every day for 10 minutes, you are going to declutter one thing. And then we also have our tend to our flat surfaces rule. So every day you're going to set a 10-minute alarm and tend to your flat surfaces. So now you can sort of see how the mantras are coming together with this daily outline, right? This is what you do every day. You have your morning routine, about 20 minutes, your evening routine, about 20 minutes, 10 minutes for decluttering, 10 minutes for flat surfaces. All together it equals an hour, but you're splitting it up throughout the day so it doesn't feel totally overwhelming, like you're spending all of this time doing it. And then the second thing you're gonna do is a routine you're going to follow once a week. And I have to say, this is a routine that was really inspired by Fly Lady. Now, maybe you've never heard of her. I never had, but I started getting a lot of comments from you guys in comments of YouTube videos when I would talk about my never leave the kitchen sink dirty rule. You guys would be like, this sounds just like Fly Lady. And I heard her name so many times that I had to go out and like figure out who she was. And so I bought one of her books, and then I bought another one of her books. And I couldn't believe it when I realized that when she talks about her cleaning routine, one of the first things she tells people to do is to always, she calls it shine your sink. It blew my mind because that was a habit that I just stumbled on by myself. And I feel like it just reinstated how impactful that habit can be, because I had fallen into it on myself and like seriously changed my life. And then this woman has created this like whole cleaning like community, and like she has these guidelines and she has this whole system you can follow, kind of all around that same idea. Like her book is literally called Sink Reflections. Anyways, I think a lot of her stuff is really great. If you want to check her out, I'll put a link to like her website down below or whatever. Some of her stuff isn't really for me, but you know, I've definitely taken some inspiration from some of the stuff she talks about. And this like weekly clean that I'm about to share 100% was inspired by her, which is why I had to shout it out. She calls it, I think she calls it like blessing your home. I call it like the tend to your home day, whatever you want to do. But basically the idea is once a week, you're going to spend 1 hour cleaning your home. So whenever that works for you, if it's like Monday mornings or it's like Sunday when the kids are at basketball practice or whatever, you have 1 hour. And if you need to split it up into 2 30-minute segments, whatever, do what you have to do. But the idea is there are 6 tasks that you need to accomplish in this hour. You're going to spend 10 minutes on each one. It's very strong to the same timer idea with decluttering, with tending to our flat surfaces. You do what you can do in those 10 minutes and you move on. This allows you to really focus on that like progress, not perfection. You're checking all of your boxes, but you're not spending your entire day doing it. So again, this is a 1 hour block of time. You're going to complete 6 tasks for 10 minutes each. You'll set a timer for 10 minutes. You will complete as much of that task as you can in 10 minutes. And when the timer goes off, you're gonna set it again and move to the next task. Task number 1 is your bedroom. You're gonna change the sheets on your bed, tidy your nightstand, pick up anything on the bedroom floor. Task number 2, flat surfaces. Tend to your flat surfaces. You know about this from mantra number 4. Task number 3, vacuum. Vacuum as much as you can do in 10 minutes. Just do one section if you only fit in one section of your house, and do the next section the following week. Now personally, we have a robot vacuum. It runs every night, so vacuuming isn't necessarily something I would have to spend 10 minutes on, but I will still use this time. I usually will then take our robot vacuum upstairs and let it run upstairs, and then maybe I will like tend to some of the corners of the house that the vacuum can't get to. You can tweak this whole thing, right, is the whole point. Next task is mop. Mop as much as you can in 10 minutes. Next up is your shower. You are going to wipe down your shower and your tub, get it as clean as you can in 10 minutes. And finally, empty the trash. Empty any trash cans around the house, empty your recycling. If you still have time, look for other clutter that needs to go out to the trash or donate pile. All right, my friends, that does it. That is my 30-day challenge. I'm really excited for some of you guys to try this. I would love if you sort of share with me whether you're using the ebook or not using the ebook. Share with me if you're following this challenge. You can tag me on Instagram. That is the best way for me to see it. But I would love to see you guys taking on this challenge. It's a challenge that, like I said, I've sort of spent years sort of honing and figuring out what's most important and what really matters, and the things that have really helped my life. And I hope that they will help your life. Again, take the pieces that work the best for you after these 30 days and implement them in your daily life. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I'm out of breath. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in my next video.